Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Deponia. This is a new or upcoming point-and-click adventure game that is coming to Steam, and I say new slash upcoming because I don't know if this is actually out by the time this video is going to be published on YouTube, or if it's just still going to be a couple of days away. But it's coming out August 6th, I believe, and I actually have to admit I have no idea of the price point because Daedalic Entertainment, who made the game, was nice enough to send me a copy of the finished game pre-release. But in any case, those of you who watch this series regularly know that I am not necessarily the biggest connoisseur of point-and-click adventure games. However, just kind of by virtue of making these videos, I've become not necessarily an expert, but at least I've cultured some familiarity with at least recent point-and-click adventure games. Like just within the past year, I've played Resonance, which I thought was really good. Played a little Dream Machine, which came out on Steam, but has been out, I guess, standalone on the developer's website for a long time. I thought that was okay, and I think Deponia also is pretty good. The puzzles are a little bit absurd in true point-and-click adventure fashion, but you'll see that firsthand. And it's got a unique kind of aesthetic and art style and sense of humor, which is pretty cool. So I do have a save game I want to go to here, but I want to see if just first, perhaps we can watch the opening cutscene. I believe, yes, this will be the opening cutscene, which will kind of set the stage here. And I have kind of a soft spot for adventure games that start out in like a balladeer fashion like this.
Kind of pathetic, you get all erratic about dirty dishes congesting the sink. I'm tired of your bothers, remember our fathers that dwelled in a world filled with rubbish and stink. But when all hope was lost, someone raised from the dust. He was handsome and cunning, his haircut had style. Courage was shining in his eyes as he said, screw you guys, mind your own business, I'm off now, goodbye. Huzzah, he's off now, goodbye.
Alright, so that really didn't set the stage, but I guess it set the tone of the game, if nothing else. And the tone of the game is that we are playing as this handsome and cunning character whose haircut has style that lives in this garbage-filled hellhole, basically. And as we fade out slowly and go through the credits here, I can actually escape through this, I think. Sorry, whoops, I didn't mean to skip over your name if you were involved in the hard work in creating this game, but we're just gonna get right into things here. It gets kind of like a Freddy Farkas Frontier Farm, as this like old Sierra Entertainment vibe from it as I load into my game here. Okay, so here's our character. This is your standard point-and-click adventure style inventory. This is our character Rufus, and he is basically trying to escape this garbage dump that we live in that you saw in the opening cutscene. We might be able to get some extra flavor text if we look at this.
Blech. Nah. Like always, there's only junk on TV.
Alright, instead of a wisecrack, Rufus, it might have been nice for you to describe the environment you're living in, but I guess you can see it. It's all a mess here. But in any case, notice immediately off the bat, just from that dialogue there, that there is voice acting. The voice acting is pretty accomplished. There's been a couple of times when I thought, you know, this doesn't quite work. I mean, the lip syncing isn't on either because, you know, as you might expect. But, yeah, by and large, the voice acting is actually pretty good. And I really like this, like, art style as well. I described it to one of my friends as almost Miyazaki-like, but I'm not sure if I want to go that far. Maybe more of like a Penny Arcade style. But in any case, it's like clear, crisp, colorful, looks hand-drawn. It's very nice. So we're gonna, in this video, we're basically gonna try to get Rufus to exit his apartment with all the stuff that he needs in order to escape this junkyard that he lives in. So we're gonna start by going to our suitcase.
Ah, there's my list. Let's see. Seems like I've packed almost everything I need. All I need now are some provisions. The toothbrush, a pair of socks, and a bolt cutter. A bolt cutter? What the? Well, guess I must have had a reason to put it on the list.
Alright, so we have to find, if we pull down our inventory here and look at our list, we have to find these 4 items. So a toothbrush, a bolt cutter, a can or jar of provisions, and a pair of socks. But in true point-and-click adventure fashion, this is not going to be as easy as it seems. So let's pick up some stuff that we can find around here. I see an oil can.
The best thing about it is the can.
And he sort of spoiled it there for me, but we'll just go pick this up. Obviously, we want to pick up this torch as well. And you can see in our inventory, we can now combine things. Like, let's say maybe we can combine the can of used oil with the hand torch.
Adding oil to the flames is not part of my escape plan, but it's an integral part of Plan B.
Alright, so those things are things that we cannot combine. And there's other stuff in here, but since I've already done this puzzle, and this puzzle took me a long time, by the way, because I am absolutely terrible at point-and-click adventure games, there's a lot of stuff in here that might matter or might not matter, let's put it that way. So, first thing over here, we can see our toothbrush. But if we try to grab it, bad things happen.
Whoa. What? The toothbrush bailed out on me. Guess I should have kept it in a more germ-free environment.
Again, setting the tone to a certain extent that this is not, you know, your standard world where your toothbrush can just get away from you. If we try to grab it, though, we can't reach it. I think...
Come on, brushy, brushy, brushy. Come to Papa.
Well, it looked like he had a pretty good handle on it right there, but I guess not. Alright, so we're just going to do, you know, standard point-and-click adventure MO. We're going to collect all the things that we can see. We'll take the chafing chip.
From Tony. What's she complaining about now?
So we'll see what the note says.
Please clean the bathroom for once. Yeah, right. In her dreams.
Alright, so we established the character of Tony, who we will see a little bit later. If we move to the side here, we should see a plunger. And perhaps also... Oh, I thought maybe we could look at that drawing, but I guess not. So we can close the bathroom door, then we will open this locker, which contains both some detergent and the bolt cutters that we needed for whatever reason. Now, again, we could possibly combine some stuff here, but I don't think any of this needs to be combined right now. So let's just head down to the next floor. And you can see some more notes. Believe it or not, these notes actually are important.
Do the dishes already. They won't do themselves. Oh, yeah? Well, I'll take that chance.
I guess somewhat ironically, we actually are going to take the dishes out of the sink and add them to our inventory. And now, I think we can actually start to do some combining. So we got this pot. Actually, you know what? Let's save the reveal for later. And take the note off the fridge. The bitchin' Post-it.
Soft all the food yet again. And I keep finding your crap in the fridge. What the hell's wrong with you? Huh? I don't understand the question.
And this is where you might be thinking, oh, we had a can of food that we had to take, so we'll open up the fridge door. Nope, just a yellow sock for one reason or another. So we'll close this. And then we'll look in our coat.
I'll have a quick look. See if I can find something useful in the pockets. Hey, there really was something in there. A sock. Cool.
It's not really that cool. So we have a blue sock and a yellow sock, but if we try to combine these to make our pair of socks that we need...
Those are 2 socks, all right. But I need a pair. I don't want to show up in Elysium dressed like an idiot.
Right, so we actually have to get 2 socks of the same color. There's one more note here.
You're not
I think that's our last note anyway, but we'll see.
I keep finding leftovers in it. Huh? Well, isn't that a good thing?
Alright, so Tony's left a pretty amazing clue for us there. There are crumbs left over in the sofa. So what we're going to do here, and again, this took me a while to figure out. If we pour out our oil
get rid of this thing
into the sink, remember Rufus had said, the most important thing about this is the can. And then we apply our can to the sofa, we will actually get some wasabi peas, which will serve as provisions for our trip in the future. Like I said, for a first screen or first set of puzzles, there was a lot of really obtuse stuff here that took me a little while to figure out and required a little bit of help to figure out, actually. So we got provisions there. What do we have to get next? We are still for sure missing 1 sock. I've forgotten where to find it, though. Maybe it's in Tony's room. Let's enter there.
What?
Never mind, I forgot about the guillotine.
Whoa, what's that? A guillotine so I won't enter her room? Whoa, that girl has issues. I honestly wonder why we were ever together at all.
Right, so Tony is Rufus's ex-girlfriend, and this is actually her house, which, again, kind of establishes the character of Rufus a little bit as well, as maybe a ne'er-do-well.
Out of my room.
We did get the last note there, which is actually important. We do need all 5 notes.
Who does Tony think she is? I've got better things to do than rummage through her drawers.
Get it? Underwear. So we're looking for 1 more sock. And I can't actually remember where it was found, which is a damn shame. But oh, maybe in the cushion over here. Ah, there we go.
A sock? That explains why I've had such cheesy dreams.
Pretty disgusting, Rufus. You should have more than 3 socks. I don't even care that they're all the same color. But that is some gross smelling nonsense. Okay, let's do some point-and-click adventure game logic here. We have yellow sock, blue sock, green sock. How do we make these 3 socks into 2 socks of the same color? I would play the Jeopardy theme right now, but that would be really obnoxious. I'll give you like 5 seconds to think about it. So some of you might be thinking, hey, yellow plus blue, that'll make green. You are indeed correct. So what we are going to do is actually create like a boiling pot of water over here that will allow us to turn the yellow and blue sock into a green sock and thus fulfill that end of our bargain. So I think this requires, first, we need to open up the oven door. because of course we need a fuel here. And then we will add the notes into the oven.
In you go.
We're going to burn all of the correspondence from Tony in typical cathartic fashion, although I don't necessarily agree with this. It seems reckless considering this is actually her house. And then we're going to light it on fire with a apparently projectile hand torch. Probably close the oven door so we don't burn our eyebrows off. And then we're going to mix like pot and detergent.
Nope, it does. Been there, done
No,
that.
not the fork. I want to mix the pot and the detergent. Can I just put the pot right on the hot plate? Indeed I can. And then maybe the detergent in the pot now.
Something still water.
Oh, yeah, right, water. So let's put this back in our inventory. I'll take the pot back. Alright, apparently he's just got hands of steel. So we have to fill our pot in the sink. This is something I forgot. I must have done this by accident last time. One of the few things I did right by accident. So we'll fill it up with this delicious caramel-looking sludge. I'm just joking, that doesn't really look like caramel, guys. And then we'll take pot with water, put pot with water on the stove. Add detergent to water as we get this nice little boiling effect here. Should give us some soapy water. Just now bubbling over. And then if we add yellow sock.
I may not be an expert, but I'm sure I need a hot wash.
This is not a hot wash? Oh, okay. Perfect. That was weird text. Because that's the same text he uses when you just have cold water in there. Now that should make...
Ouch! That's hot!
2 green socks when I throw my green sock in here. And then if we take the pot off...
Hot.
Alright, I understand. Oh, right, we have to use our fork to grab the socks out of the pot. Because I guess his hands have now become, you know, baby soft.
Color. Who would have thought it? But where's the other one? Oh, clear case of sacrificial color mixing.
Right, so the yellow and blue sock did some Gotenk style merging to become one pair of green socks. And now what do we have? We have bolt cutters, we have provisions, and we have our pair of socks. So all we need is our toothbrush. And the way we get our toothbrush, it's a little unusual. If we try to open this closet door...
Huh, not a chance. The handle is missing and I can't get my fingers into the cracks.
I have that problem every single day. But if we use our plunger, we can get a little bit of leverage on this, or just like a little bit of suction, really. Just pull it off, reach into this mouse hole.
Ouch!
Of course, what did we expect to happen, really? So we've got a mouse trap, we've lost our plunger. One thing I do like is that the game gets rid of those inventory items that you don't need anymore, so they don't clutter up your inventory and, you know, increase the number of possible permutations that you have. So I just put the, I mean, a lot of point-and-click adventure games do that, but I still like it for someone like me who is basically point-and-click adventure retarded. Okay, now we have a mousetrap with the bait on it. So if we just reach down here and put this down here, this should give us our toothbrush.
Come on, brushy, brushy, brushy. Come to Papa. Ha! Gotcha!
Alright, and now I believe we have everything.
I'll make you suffer the next time I brush my teeth.
So we're almost done with the puzzle in this room. Let me see, we got the bolt cutters. We have everything we need plus a hand torch, which is good, because I think we need that for the next puzzle that we'll come across, which maybe we'll cover in this video. I don't want to do too much. Oh, put your stuff in the suitcase first. I don't want to cover too much, because of course if you actually want to play the game, point-and-click adventure games have a tendency to be pretty short. And the Deponia, I'm not sure. I've only played about an hour, hour and a half of it so far, which is only really 2 screens, because I'm so terrible at point-and-click adventure games. But if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that it's definitely, you know, it's not going to be like a 40-hour-long JRPG or anything like that.
Toothbrush. Check. Ha! Seems like I've packed everything.
So I don't want to spoil too much, but maybe I will anyway.
Oh, I can't close it anymore. Oh, seems like I've got to unpack something. But what?
Alright, so I'm going to spoil it for you. We have to get rid of the bolt cutters. The way he keeps talking about the bolt cutters, like, why do I have the bolt cutters? I figured it was going to, like, Chekhov's gun at some point, and this was going to become really handy. But instead, we have to get rid of these right now. Maybe they'll come back later in the story.
I wonder why it was on the list in the first place.
In fact, this is being Chekhov's gun very, very prominently. I would imagine it does come back in the story at some point. Otherwise, that is just a weird way to write a reference like that. So this is our next screen. Let's do a little bit here.
I think I just strained something.
We have to deal with this asshole Wenzel. Or Westel? I can't remember. We'll see in a second.
Yeah, thanks, Wenzel.
Wenzel.
You can save your sarcasm for someone less well-prepared than me. This time, I took everything into account. It'll be a stroll in the park.
Ah, that's what you said last time. It took us days to remove the cactus spikes from your butt, remember?
That's all toxic runoff under the bridge. This time everything will work out. And when finally an Elysian orbit pixie massages my back, I'll ask her to pause for a minute so I can laugh about you.
Whatever. But say, can I have your stuff when you're gone?
Yeah, sure, help yourself. As if anything in this dump is valuable. It's time for me to leave all this behind.
Great. I hope you remember.
I'm just gonna
I'll do
skip
that
by this
after
for
I
a second
Well,
because we're almost to the end here. Yeah, so again, setting the story a little bit, we are gonna put all our stuff in this escape pod, and you can see this chain goes over to this harpoon, which we are gonna shoot at this track, apparently, to latch onto something to take us to a better world called Elysium. So we're gonna open up the door of our pod here, and we gotta fit our suitcase in, but where do we put it? Well, obviously, I guess the storage space would seem like the most likely option, but first we gotta get rid of this battery.
Now?
Put our suitcase.
Now we're...
Yeah, pick it up, put it in the storage space. Have you ever never been on an airplane before, I guess? But now we have to find something to do about this battery. I'm gonna spoil it, go pretty quick. We're gonna take off our seat here. Oh, we need a wrench first. My bad. This prominently featured wrench that separates itself from the background might come in handy for us as we try to take this seat off. So let's use wrench plus seat equals seat in our inventory. And then I'm gonna re-enter Tony's house here. One thing I dislike is that I don't think... Oh, there is a faster way. Okay, if you just double-click on where you want to go, you just go there more quickly. You don't have to wait for him to walk, which is cool. Saves me some time. I actually did not realize that earlier. And then we can use wrench plus mailbox. Again, I'm basically spoiling the puzzle just to show you guys a little bit more of what's going on here. And then we'll end with the cutscene that happens. Almost like a little machinarium vibe going on up here. But we'll end showing you what happens when Rufus tries to execute his escape plan, and maybe this will serve as, you know, vindication for all those who have not believed him so far in his life. Whereas we as the player probably do at this point, because we are the player, you know? We have sympathy for him, we empathize with him, because we kind of are him, I guess. So, if we take mailbox plus base plate, can't make ourselves move any faster. The way Rufus moves kind of reminds me of Bart Simpson and Bart's Nightmare on the Super Nintendo, but we can use our mailbox as a seat now. And then battery into the mailbox. Yes, pick it up, put it in.
Ha! There you go. There. The capsule is ready. Now.
Alright, so the last thing we have to do here is calibrate the harpoon. This might actually be where I stop the video. Maybe I'll just show the bonus or I'll show the video in the bonus section. So the way this works is that basically we choose where we want our stick to go here. But the top two left directions are taken, otherwise this would be really easy. So what you want to do is, like, basically you're moving like a knight in chess, and you want to try to figure out how the heck do I get this to go to the top left. And to be honest with you, I absolutely discovered the solution to this by accident. But maybe we can get lucky. I'll give this a few tries anyway. I'm not going to spend a whole heck of a lot of time here trying to figure this out, because it can be pretty frustrating. I basically just, like, I was thinking, like, okay, what strategy should I use for this? Wow, I just figured it out. Exactly the same as things just went there.
Now, I'll just light
That was
the
very
fuse.
lucky. I guess, you know, I did have a storied chess career as a 12-year-old.
Stand by when...
Tony's here. I'm gonna skip by most of our dialogue with Tony, because I don't want to worry about her too much.
Hello.
Tony.
Because I don't want to spoil the story. If you're actually going to buy this game, I want to make sure that the first 45 minutes of it or so are actually, you know, entertaining for you. Alright, so let's light our fuse here.
If only that was...
If she stops talking, I'm leaving for good.
I gave up hope of that a long time ago.
And then we can take our torch, light the fuse. Light the fuse.
Now is when it counts.
And this will be our final cutscene of the video, as you will see. So if you missed that, Tony did give Rufus a letter, which he will read. This is one thing I don't like, this weird little mixing of the, like, 3D graphics and the 2D graphics. Kind of looks cheap in, like, a, I guess in kind of a charming way, a la, like, Reboot.
We're happy to inform you, blah, blah, blah. Get to the point, will ya? Unfortunately, the delivery of your screws will be delayed for... Please find enclosed a voucher for a pack of rivets. We apologize for any inconvenience this might have caused. Sincerely yours. Just a second. Screws?
Oh no. What a hilarious misunderstanding, Rufus. So the harpoon basically just takes us off into space, as everybody watches for what seems like the 500th time. Kind of got a Limbo vibe here, especially with the electricity. And there come the cactuses. That's gotta hurt. That ain't right. And I think we were just gonna crash and basically end the video here as I exit back to the main menu. Yeah, and here we are. So this is Deponia. It comes out on Steam August 6th. I don't know. I'm not a point-and-click adventure connoisseur, but it seems neat to me. In terms of, you know, if you're also not a huge fan of point-and-click adventures, and you're only going to get one this year, I still think Resonance is more interesting than this, and the puzzles seem more logical and even more satisfying as a result of that to me. But Deponia seems cool in its own right as well, and, you know, other people who are more fans of point-and-click adventure games do seem to enjoy it as well. So, you know, there it is from me, my personal opinion on this game, so definitely check it out if you're interested, or if you're not, well, no skin off my back. As always, I will see you guys next time with yet another video. Thanks for watching.